Hey, this is Ramon. The channel is out before. Today, I'd like to give you a better example of what we're aiming at. So I'm going to give you a simple schema, or kata, which just means routine. The reason why we don't call a schema a kata is because kata technically means form, and this is a pre-form, or pankration is a pre-form martial art. So, start off at attention, then you're going to go to a wide stance, you're going to bring your guard up, you're going to come back here to horse, come back to guard, come down, come back, change your stance to unorthodox, come back this way, you're going to go to your Muay Thai stance, come back here, you're always bringing your guard back, okay? Then from there, you're going to go to a low stance, come back up, okay? Then you can go to one knee, to the other knee, both knees, back down, to up. And you can also go back on guard, and I'll show that in a second. Now, next, you're going to do your avoidance. So, small bob, you're going to go weave, then you're going to come under, then you're going to go up. Now, later on, when you're doing a more complicated schema, you're going to do it in each stance, and then you'll do each stance in each direction. First, the cauldron directions, and then you'll go to the in-between directions. But right now, we're doing a basic, very simple schema. So from here, you're then going to go to your blocks. So you might notice that I'm doing my blocks with the outside of my forearm. And you might be saying to yourself, well, I've seen martial arts videos before, and don't they do it with the inside of the forearm, like this? And you're right, but that is because they're getting ready to go for a weapon. And with weapons in the Asian martial arts, you're blocking like that. Here, if you have a sword and a shield, you're trained to block with the outer forearm, which actually, when you're fighting, works better, because this is meant to take the brunt of the force, not this, on your anatomy. Now, you're going to go then open, your open hand blocks. And notice that I'm going in more than one spot. With the simple schema, you can really just do one of each motion, which is what I'm going to go to when I go to the strikes. But for the blocking, I like to get more than one angle. Now, when it comes to covering, you can go like this. Or you can get into your boxing stance if you want it to feel more natural. And when you're doing a longer schema or a kata, you obviously do all of them all together. Okay? Now, from here, you got your blocks, you got your avoidance. Then you're going to go into your movement. Okay? So, step forward. Step back, come back to the center, one side, the other side. You'll do this with each stance. And you always come back to center, you always come back to horse. Now, if you're going to go down here, you can also do your blocks here, and do your strikes. You come down to the ground, same difference. You go from blocking to your strikes. And you can even go your hammer and your knees. Okay? And then the next position is ground on guard. And again, same thing. Now, next comes your punches. Remember, keep yourself in a nice, strong position, rooted. Okay? We're not going to worry about orthodox and unorthodox. This is a very simple schema. So we're going to go from your horse stance, and we're going to go through your punches. Okay, you got your jabs, you got your uppercuts, You got your hooks. Now you might be saying, well wait, am I missing a punch? Yeah, you're talking about power punches. So you got the power punch, the power hooks, okay? Then from there, we have here, which is not actually an uppercut. So an uppercut's like this or like this, with that nice L shape. When you're coming out, sometimes you might call it an old-fashioned punch, sometimes you might call it a backhanded punch, okay? Then from there, you're going to go to pure backhanded, like that. Then you go to your hammer. Now, you notice that I'm going at 3 levels. So I'm going head, I'm going rib cage, and I'm going gut. Okay? Now, from there, you're going to have your forearms, and your forearm strikes. Then you have your elbows. You might notice that I'm not level changing, and that's because we're doing a simple schema. We're not going complicated yet. Then you can practice your shoulder strikes and tackling. If you're wondering what I'm grabbing, I'm imagining grabbing their legs. Okay? You practice striking there, your headbutt, and then you're going to go with your knees. Now, these are knee strikes, not thigh strikes. For your thigh strike, you're actually going to come back a little bit, and you're going to aim with a different part. Okay? So, then from there, you got shin strikes. And you gotta, in your imagination, see yourself striking with the shin, not with your foot. Then you're going to go to your dorsal strikes, which are here, with your feet. Then from there, you're going to go to a toe strike, which is really the balls of your feet. Then you're going to go for the heel kicking. And again, you can do it at 3 levels. And for the 3 levels, you might want to go shin, thigh, gut. Or you might want to go thigh, gut, rib cage. If you want to go higher, you can of course go to the head. Okay. Then you have your thrust kicks. For this one, you do have to step back. Okay, and then from there, you have your instep and outstep kicks, which is where you go from capoeira. So, outstep and instep. And you might notice my form looks a little bit off on that, but that's because in capoeira, you're actually come from the back, or you come from the front and it steps back. But when you're in your simple schema, and you're in your horse stance, you're always coming back to your center stance. Okay? Now from there, you have your sweep. And these are simple sweeps, not the more complicated stuff. The more complicated stuff would be like that. Okay? We're not doing that because you're not there yet. Then you have your stomping. And again, you have your other directions, so you can practice going both ways, like that. And you can practice different angles, including rear. But we're not there yet. Now, the next step from here is to go to your ground and to your mounts, and you practice all the same motions from first top position, then bottom position. From there, you then have your grappling. So for your grappling, you practice your chokes, you practice your arm bars, you practice going to the shoulder and going for the shoulder arm bars, which you practicing is you're grabbing the wrist, moving the body up, holding their hip. If you want to go further, you can practice wrapping around and break. Obviously with grappling, it always works better to have a partner, but when you're doing the schema, you're just practicing the motion so that way your body is remembering what it has to do. Anyway, that is a basic schema, our kata, and please like and subscribe, comment below. Peace.